It is baby making season, which, let's just be honest, that's like an all year round thing for me. And also, it is adoption season. So there's a lot of individuals that have baby names on their mind. And I feel like we would be doing everybody like a disservice if we didn't share the baby names that we loved, but we aren't using, right?
Yeah, baby names we love, but won't be using.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
So we're going to go through the list of our baby names, and then at the end, we'll tell you a little bit about why we chose the names that we did for our kids.
Yes, and also we have a name that the kids were picking out too. So if you already have children and you're expecting another one or adopting another one, get the kids involved. Be like, hey, do you have any baby names? And you write it down, you make this list, and it's hilarious, and we're going to share that with you too. And can we all agree that boys' names are harder than girls' names? Am I right? Am I wrong? No? Yes? So these are the kids' names that they picked out. We're going to run through them. They're funny, they're cute, and then we're going to get into the girls' names and the boys' names. Cuppy, Birdie, which is actually like a popular name right now. Roro.
It's kind of cute.
Yeah. I like this one. Murmia. Like, what? TJ. Sing Burlia.
That was a very popular one in our house.
Rupee. Rupee. Santa Claus. Fry.
I thought Fry was cute.
Murpa. What do you... Grula. Snake Flake, Mima, Trappy, Mole. I'm pretty sure that was Ariana when she was like 1 or 2 or whatever when we found out we were pregnant with our last. Balia, Shivery, Alia, Robia, Love Toast. That literally was one of their names. Love Heart, Seekly, Magic Skeleton, Boho, Love Baby, Zeely, Cheeto, R Girl, Love Girl, Cutie Girl, Pearl, which is a good name, Chicky Mama, Seely, Roho, Lexi, which is like a real name, Porsty, and lastly, Hudson. And the kids got excited. They were like, pull out your phones, put it on the list. So that was the list of kids' names. So let's get into the girls' names.
Okay. One of the first names on our list is Santana, because our other 2 girls' names end in A-N-A. We have an Eliana and an Ariana. So we already kind of get not that we get them confused, but like when we say their name, it's confusing.
Yes. I don't know what we were thinking doing Eliana and Ariana. We're like, oh, it's going to be great. You know, it has the same ending.
And everybody told us don't do that. And we're like, no, it'll be fine.
Probably 12 times a day, I'm screwing up the names.
Yeah. So we didn't want, if we had another girl, for the girl to feel left out.
Right.
So we were like, can we do an A-N-A in the ending, but not an Anna?
Right. And if you hear any feedback, we got the baby here with us.
Baby
this is
Joey.
real life situation over here.
Santana was a nice version of that without having the Anna, but still having the A-N-A.
Love Santana. It's a beautiful girl's name.
We actually liked a lot of girls' names.
Oh my God. A bunch of girls' names we have.
But boy names were so hard for us.
Obviously, because we named our son Joey. It's like, okay, we'll just name him Joey.
That's how we ended up with Santana. And
yes.
we both really like that name. Yeah. Our next name is Bay.
Bay was good. B-A-Y. Like, hey, baby. Hey, baby. No. Yes.
And actually on here...
I graduated in 2007. Come on. Like, that was a hit.
The other name was Bailey. That's the one that you
Bailey.
liked.
I really liked Bailey.
But
yes.
like... Baylee, and then Bay would be the nickname.
Correct. Yes.
We have Kalina.
Yeah. So we were like, oh, that would go good with Eliana. It was like a pretty name. You know what I'm saying? Like Kalina. Like a very like exotic, kind of like tropical-ish.
And we like the nickname Callie.
Love Callie. Yes.
But we don't like short names. So we were like, how can we make Callie into a longer name? So we liked Kalina. And actually Ari was almost named that.
Right. Pretty name. Kalina.
Scotland, and call her Scotty.
I love that. Was one of my top names. Sam wasn't really digging it, but I loved the girl's name to be Scotland or Scotty. That was definitely on the list. Yeah. But it just didn't quite cut it.
We didn't.
Oh, because we didn't have a girl. Yes.
Kiana,
another one that kind of went well with Ariana and Eliana.
Yeah, Ariana, Eliana, Kiana.
Yes. call her Kiki. Kiki.
Do you love me? McKenna.
McKenna, and by the way, there's a really good restaurant down the corner named McKenna's. Mm-hmm. So that's neither here or there. But yeah, I like the name McKenna. Call her Kenny. Oceana was kind of like a later on name that we put on the list. And we are very ocean people. We live 10, 15 minutes away from the beach. I mean, you could tell we have like a beach themed kind of nursery. Yeah. We love going to the beach. So Oceana was kind of like, again, went with Eliana and had that ANA on the background.
But we also love nicknames. And we couldn't really think of a nickname. It would just be Ocean. It would be,
or like Oshie.
Yeah, so that's why we really didn't go with that.
Right. Mia. I mean, I wasn't in love with that name.
I don't even know why that's on here.
I don't know why.
So this next name was Joey's favorite on the list.
Yes, I really loved this one.
And this is what our girl probably would have been named if I would have agreed to it.
Jolena.
And then call her Jo.
Or Jolie. I loved Jolie, too.
Jolie.
I loved Jolena. That was like my top girl's name, but...
We had a boy.
Yes, we had a boy. 11.
Yeah.
We knew the baby would be due in November.
Yeah.
So 11 for November.
Yeah.
And
nothing to do with Stranger Things. We just like the name 11.
What's with
I think that's one of the characters in Stranger Things.
No, we're not a Stranger Names or Stranger Things. Like we watched like one episode and it was like too scary
for us.
We're not like scary movie people.
No, we're not.
So we're like, yeah, we have never seen more than one episode. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Sydney. I really liked the name. Sam, not so much because I liked the nickname Sid, but I think you knew somebody.
My boss's daughter's name's Sydney.
Why does that happen? It's like, oh, we really like the name, but it's our cousin's, neighbor's, janitor's name. Yeah. Like it's like you fall in love with names, but it's like some person that you've never met's name, and it's just like.
And I did watch a video that said, "Don't let that stop you from using that name because like that person's not even my boss anymore." So, you could move away. That's your neighbor's name.
Right.
Different things like that. So just pick the name that you like, even if you know somebody with that name.
Yes, exactly. Veronica.
I like this one a lot.
I wasn't a big fan of Veronica Vaughn. I'm thinking of Billy Madison. That Veronica Vaughn is one. Remember that? You've never seen it. Veronica Vaughn was like the teacher or something.
No, but I think of Veronica from Archie. What is that show I watch?
Riverdale.
Riverdale.
Yes.
And I love the nickname Ronnie. I think that's so cute.
Ronnie's cute for a girl. I like Ronnie for a girl, but that wasn't on the list. Natalia. I really liked Natalia. It's kind of like that pretty-ish, like, kind of exotic name.
Yeah, and we like longer names.
Yes.
So Natalia was good.
Natalia was on the list.
I think we didn't like the nickname. Nat.
No. Yeah, Nat. We already got enough Nats here in Florida. Like, we didn't want to, like, nickname a baby Nat.
But if your name's Nat, we love you.
Yes, right. We love you. If you're Natalie or Nat, we love you so much. Gabriella.
I really like this
Very
one.
Popular name. Everybody's doing it.
I don't care if the names are popular. He cares more if the name is popular.
Like Addison and Addie was on the list, and like we took it off because it was like too popular for me. Gabriella.
I don't care if it's popular.
Super pretty name. Super
Very
pretty name. A little too popular for me, but
still a good name.
And last one is Carolina. I love that name.
That was a top name.
So that was like right up there, like top 3 of our girls' names.
And it's in a song that we like.
Yeah. So what's funny is we thought that we had a lot more girls' names, but looking at this list, once we found out we were having a boy, then the boys' names like became very large because we just started putting like everything on. Yes, anything on it.
I like a lot of boys' names, but I didn't love them.
Right.
I feel like with our 2 girls, we were like, that's the name. I knew it right away.
Yes.
Not right away. Like, after I found the name, I was like, that's the name.
Right.
Kind of. Most, with a couple of them. And I just didn't feel like that with any boy names.
Right. And we weren't one of these people, which if you did this, that's fine. But like when we had a baby name, we just told everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we weren't really
it's
like...
a fun conversation to have with your family and friends. Oh,
right.
What names do you guys like?
The trending thing now is like not telling anybody and like waiting till birth to like say something. But that is like a grandparent's or a family's worst nightmare when they want to get you a gift like for your baby shower or something with like the name on it, or if you want to decorate the like, I don't know. I'm just like, if you find out the name and if you love the name, then just say the name. If you really love the name, then
I think people do it because they don't want to hear other people's opinions about it. But this is the thing: no matter what we name our kid, you're gonna call the kid that name
100%.
Because that's their name.
Right.
So who cares what people's opinions are? Because once the baby comes, it doesn't matter. That's their name.
But I think a lot of people too is like, you know, you're pregnant, and the last thing you want is people like, you know, the last thing you want is like people like judging you like for like a baby name. So I get like that part, like the sensitivity part, like not wanting to like.
But in the end, whatever you pick, they're gonna the grandparents, your friends, they're all gonna call that baby 100%,
that
name.
100%.
Whether they like the name or not, that's their name.
Right. Let's get into the boys' names.
This was almost baby Joey's name.
Yes. So close.
Very, very close.
I loved this. We both loved this name.
We both loved this name.
A lot of other people didn't love the name, but that's okay.
We didn't care.
Yeah, that was okay.
Yeah. So the name was Friday.
Yes, Friday Foo. Wouldn't that have been so...
I know. Like, because we really liked F names with our last name.
Yeah.
So we really loved Friday.
Plus, the baby was like kind of like Halloween-ish time.
Scorpio baby.
Scorpio. I really
we
liked
thought it was
Friday.
kind of like a spooky name that we liked.
And there's actually people in my Discord that, like some of my subscribers, that actually still call the baby Friday.
Oh, and we said, who doesn't love Friday?
Exactly, right?
Who doesn't love Friday?
Best day of the week is Friday. Everybody loves waking up Friday morning or going out Friday night for dinner. You can't find anything bad about a Friday.
Now I'm regretting that we didn't use the name.
It's okay.
It's such a good name.
But his
it
name
just wasn't my baby's name, but I loved the name.
If it wasn't going to be Friday, it was going to be Joey.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they were between those two names.
Right. This one, Fletcher.
Another F name. We really liked F names.
I liked Fletcher because I like call him Fletch.
I wasn't really feeling it. Again, we like nickname names.
Right, yeah.
And I think that was the other thing with Friday. Was that we were thinking of the nickname Fry.
Fry.
But Fletcher, like, what's the nickname? And that's, I think, why we went with Joseph, because you can call him Joe, Joey, JJ. Like, there's so many nicknames. But yeah, Fletcher.
Fletcher's a cool name. If you have a son named Fletcher, super cool name. Little Bo. That is like a southern like kind of little Bo. I'd call him Bojangles. Like, shout out to anybody that likes Bojangles. Like, Bojangles over KFC all day long. The Bojangle biscuits with honey. I'm sorry. Like, let's talk about that. Love it.
But Bo, it wasn't long enough for me.
No, just B.O. And also, that was another thing. You call like that, like everybody hates when they have BO, right? Like, I forget to put on deodorant like at least 3 times a week. Coastin.
I thought that said Costco.
We've been to Costco enough times to start naming our children Costco.
Coastin. I love this name.
I was not a
He wasn't a fan, but if I wanted this name, you would have named the baby.
100%.
But I had an ectopic pregnancy before Joey, and we were calling that baby Coastly.
Right.
So we were kind of like, that name's already taken for our...
And put it in the comments if you had, like, names, and if you want to share, because Sam has had her difficulties with some pregnancies, and we had, like, names picked out for those pregnancies. And what was like another one? Remember the first one was the guy from the show?
We call it, because I had a blighted
Danver.
ovum. So we call it Sac Danver.
Sac Danver.
Because it was just the sac, there's no baby in it. So yeah, that's Sac Danver.
Sac Danver.
So we'll be like, oh, little Sac Danver.
Our little Sac Danver.
Because we love the name Danver. And then with the ectopic, we were calling the baby Coastly.
Coastly, yes.
So yeah, I just thought that was too close. So, and... we're sending love and vibes to anybody who's had a hard time getting pregnant or experienced a loss or anything like that.
We're
sending you baby energy and baby vibes. And
all right through the screen.
However that happens, whether it's through a pregnancy or an adoption or a foster care situation. It's about having a family, right?
100%.
That's all that matters.
We know how it feels, especially Sam, and as a husband, like watching your wife go through that. So if any of your husbands has had a hard time with it as well, like, I mean, it's a lot for the woman and the husband too. It's like, oh my God.
Well, I think it's a lot to navigate for the husband because you're dealing with your wife's emotions also.
Yes, yeah. So it was all very new, and it was like, but we are sending it out.
We're
Positivity,
sending you
manifesting
baby vibes and love and light and whatever you'd like into your life. We would like to manifest that for you. Ezra. This was your and your family's favorite name. They loved Ezra.
Very cool name. Call him Ezzy or Ez. I don't know, something. But Ezra's kind of the name that you really don't really need a nickname, right?
Yeah, it's a very pretty name. I think of the guy from Pretty Little Liars. He's bad.
I never saw that, but anytime I saw Pretty Little Liars, it was always like,
he's so scared watching
A is coming to get us. It was like 5 seasons long.
Don't talk about it. I just got scared.
Yeah. Sam was like, I look over, Sam's going like this.
She's like scared to go to sleep at night.
Like, I didn't even have to watch the show or be informed of what was happening. All I know is that A was bad, and at the end of every episode, A was coming to get you. Right?
Pretty much. Don't talk about it scaring me.
Okay.
But Ezra, I, again, liked it, didn't love it.
Ezra. Liked it, but didn't love it. Wallen. I really liked this name.
So,
I would say share.
This was like the top. This was in the top 3 for Baby Joey, because the baby was conceived to a Morgan Wallen song.
We're full transparency over here. There was one night.
Last night
so that was when the song was just coming out.
Yeah, and we were listening to it all the time.
And Sam was listening to it before it was like cool, right? I feel like you like were listening, but anyway. So Sam like put it on, and we had our moment. You know.
So we thought it'd be fitting to name the child Wallen after Morgan Wallen.
Yes. And so I liked Wally.
He really liked the nickname Wally.
I really liked Wally. She did it, but I would have been fine.
I liked Wallen and not Wally, and you liked Wally but not Wallen.
Yeah, Wally. W-A-L-E.
So yeah. That is the story of that. And I think it's very fitting that that song actually came on in the operating room during my C-section.
Yes. Did anybody else have a C-section and the doctor was like, oh, what kind of music do you like? I thought that was pretty cool that they were like, you know.
Well, when I went back there, you weren't back there with me yet. And I said, who's in charge of the radio? And they said, you are. And I was like, oh, put on Morgan Wallen radio. And that's what we listened to.
Any other husbands out there that had to sit in like a dark corner before the C-section? Like, why did they do that? It was like, oh, you just sit over there. It was like one little chair down a hallway. Nobody's around. You're about to have a baby. And you're just sitting there. And you're like, oh, my God. Hopefully everything's okay.
Yeah, and they make you like get your epidural and stuff without the
husband. Yeah.
But shout out to the nurse that was like, holding me and rubbing my back, and she's like, it's gonna be okay.
Let's talk about that. How come the husbands can't be in there during the pre-process?
Well, we'll talk about that in a birth vlog, our birth story video.
Birth story videos.
Let us know in the comments below if you're interested in hearing any of our birth stories.
Oh yeah, we have a bunch of information to share.
So the first one was a wild one.
Oh my God. Okay, back to baby names.
7.
This
has been on our list since the first time I was pregnant.
Back in 2017.
People always think we're crazy for that name, but we just love that name.
7's a cool name.
Cute.
Call him Sevy. 7.
Sev. We were like Sevy. Yeah.
It was one of those names. It was one of those names that like we really liked, and like people were like, "Oh, wait, you really think about doing that?"
Yeah.
You know.
Again, we don't care.
It's like, yeah, whatever. We like the name.
We cared about people's opinions with like the first, and
I think do whatever we want. I think that is like a first time parent thing where it's like you want to be validated and to feel good by the ones closest to you in regards to a name that you're picking out.
But who cares?
Yeah. I really liked this one. Julian. Jules. I loved the nickname
I didn't
Jules.
like the nickname Jules. I thought that was too girly.
Okay. That's fair.
I liked Julian, but didn't like Jules.
Julian, super cool name. That was on the list for a long time. That was one of our first baby boy names, Julian.
Fisher.
Fisher.
Again, another F name because we really like the FF.
I wasn't a huge fan of Fisher.
Again, what would the nickname be?
Right.
For nickname people, Fish. Like, people tend to shorten names.
Right. Fisher.
So, but I thought Fisher was, like, really cute.
Comment if you have anybody in your family named Fisher.
I've never met anybody named Fisher before.
Ever. Memphis. So this is a very growing name from what I hear. Mm-hmm. Memphis and, like, other towns. Like,
town names.
Yeah, town
names.
We've
never been there, so how can you name a kid something like... Same with Scotland. And I also think Memphis is, like, a good girl's name. Mm-hmm. Because I like boy names for girls. So I think that was a lot of struggle I had with finding a boy name. Was that there were names that I liked, but I liked them for girls. Like Memphis, love the name, but for a girl.
It made the list. We liked it, so we're putting it on the list.
Storm.
So that is one of these very strong, different, popular. It's becoming popular.
Yeah.
Like Rain or...
And since he's a Scorpio, I wanted like a really strong name. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, every time I thought of the name Storm, I thought of like a cloud. Like a black cloud, and it just wasn't like a positive.
I thought of the
the
X-Men person.
Oh, the lady in X-Men with the white hair.
Yes, wasn't that her name, Storm?
Yeah, it was. It had like not like a negative, but it wasn't like bright and loving and positive.
Right.
You know, I just felt like a storm cloud.
And what's funny is that he's a Scorpio, so we've always been like, oh, he's gonna be like very strong-willed and like alpha, but to me, he's like a little Joey. He's like such a little baby.
He's not a Libra.
But I feel like he actually did not get the Libra dates, but he got like maybe the back end cut off. So I'm manifesting that he's like Libra-ish.
I mean, we can manifest that.
We're doing it. Zeppelin. That was a name that was on our list for quite some time. Zeppy.
For a girl.
What, was this supposed to be a girl's name?
No, but we liked it for a girl or a boy.
Yeah, so it's one of those names that was like either or. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we
Again,
liked
the
it.
nickname, we were like Zep,
right.
Zeppy. It was like...
And also, we aren't like the biggest classic rock people, so like we never listened to Led Zeppelin. No. But, you know, we just like
I thought it was like a cool, edgy name.
Different.
Zeppelin.
Yeah.
This one was Joey's favorite, and
I really
did
liked
not
this
like
one.
it.
This was one of my... Romeo, y'all. When was the last time you met a Romeo? Super sweet, and it's very fitting to... Like you guys have seen...
I think of like a player, like Romeo.
You all have seen my videos. You've been able to see my personality. And I don't know, I just envisioned myself, like, it would, like, having a son's name and be like, oh, Romeo, that fits Joey as his dad. No?
Yeah, that was an immediate no for me.
I liked it, but it was on the list, so you can have that name now. Somebody please name their child Romeo.
Archer,
yeah. Archie.
Archie, I think we liked Archie. Mm-hmm. Archer, a little too classic for me.
Yeah, we liked it, didn't love it.
Liked it, didn't love it.
Yeah. So I'm like Irish, so I think Patrick is Irishy, right? And so,
I think I didn't like the nickname Pat.
Yeah, no.
Or Rick. Patrick.
Is Rick a nickname to Patrick?
I mean, it's the end of the name.
Right. Or St. Patrick's Day. I just had to Google what St. Patrick's Day meant. I was like, what do we do in celebrating?
We're not naming our child St. Patrick's.
I was like, what is St. Patrick's Day? It was like a whole thing.
Yeah, so not for us.
We really liked these two names, so this was like one of the names that could have been it.
Before we came up with Friday, this was like the name. This is like what everybody was calling the baby kind of before.
Yeah. Slade.
Yeah, or Slater.
Yeah, it was either Slade for Slade or Slater Slater.
And we would tell people that, and they'd say, "Oh, like Saved by the Bell," and I was like, "Huh?"
Yeah, so come to find out,
that was like the biggest.
Yeah, everybody was talking about, and we totally forgot about that, and because I mean, I was born in 1988, but the show was on in the 90s, but I was still like kind of young to know the characters, and Mario Lopez. And everybody loves, I think, Mario Lopez. A good guy, right?
I don't know.
But yeah, Slade or Slater was
almost... we were thinking of Kelly Slater.
Yeah. So
because it's like a beach name, and we love going to the beach, and those were like the vibes we were going for.
And Kelly Slater used to surf, like, down the road from here. Like, so that kind of was fitting to.
Yeah. So Slater and Slade.
I would say we loved the name.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we didn't just like it; we loved the name. It was very close.
But again, I just didn't get that it's my son's name.
Correct. Yeah.
Feeling. Hendrix.
Hendrix.
This kind of goes with Zeppelin.
Yeah, Hendrix, Zeppelin, different,
edgy,
Scorpio-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Liked it, didn't love it. Oh, I really like this name.
So this was one of Sam's, like, names. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, well, we'll put it on.
The name is Ever.
Ever. Ever.
I just felt like it was, like, fairy tale-like.
Yeah.
We love Disney, like, happily ever after, ever. It was really, like, again, like, Scorpio-ish, like, cool, ever.
Everclear, right? Have you heard of Everclear? That's the band, right?
I was thinking of Happily Ever After.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like Everclear. Isn't that like a 90s, early 2000s band? No.
I thought that was like a mouthwash or something.
Or a liquor, I think.
Oh.
Everclear. Whatever. Liquor, band.
Mouthwash.
Yes, mouthwash. But
anyway, I don't even know why we didn't go with that.
I don't know.
Maybe there was no nickname for it. It was too short.
Mm-hmm. Parker. So one of Sam's favorite country music stars, Parker McGollum.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's our crush. Like, what's his nickname?
Gold Chain Cowboy.
I surprised her and took her to see a concert. She had no idea. Parker McGollum. He is like, he kind of like looks like me, but he wears a gold chain and sings country music.
He looks like you.
I mean, taller, but like.
If you guys want to impress your lady, take her to her favorite concert and surprise her. I was like in love.
Parker. Great name.
But I actually think when I saw that name, I thought of Peter Parker from Spider-Man.
No, I didn't even think that. No. But it made the list. We liked it. Didn't love it.
Air.
We
like that for like a week.
Aire.
Air.
So this one we really liked. Almost loved it. Very beachy. Jetty.
Mm-hmm. That was the top for sure.
That was like the name for a few
Anybody that's on the Discord or has gone live, they know that we really like.
We liked
one of
Jetty.
A subscriber actually mentioned that name, and we really liked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jetty was cool.
I think it was the nickname Jet that we weren't in love with.
And come to find out, there's a guy online that's like super popular, Jet and Pookie. Dude, I've talked about them in one of my videos. Mm-hmm. Seems like a nice guy. He wears like fancy clothes and he's rich. But his name's Jet. Whatever.
Yeah, I like Jetty, not Jet.
Julius. Strong name. Then
kind of like Julian.
Or Julian. And Julius from, remember the Titans? Julius? Remember him? He was one of the star running backs. No?
What?
You don't remember the Titans?
I do, but that's not the name. That's not what comes to mind when I think of Julius.
I think of that guy from Remember the Titans. If you're watching this, I'm looking after for you.
Jack. I really like Jack a lot.
If your son is named Jack, I love it.
Love that name, but I'm just my cousin. A lot of the boys' names, either my cousins had used or his cousins had used that I liked. I like Knox. I like Jack.
Sons of Anarchy, like Jax, like.
But I really like Jack, but my cousin used it, so it was taken.
Bowie, that was a name that we liked, that we floated around for a little while,
and we could have used the nickname Bo,
right?
Which we liked.
Again, it made the list. So as you can tell, there was a lot more. It ended up being a lot more boys' names than girls' names, because once we found out we were having a boy, we were like just dumping a bunch of names on there.
And then we ended up just naming our baby after.
Yeah, we were just like, let's just name him Joseph. Like, what can go wrong?
You can't have name regret when it's just named after when he's named after your husband. It was like the easy way out, kind of.
Right.
Because we were just so torn with a name. Like, we just couldn't find one. I was like, you know what? Joey it is.
Do you have any...
It felt right, and it was easy.
Do you have any, like, honorable mention ones that you remember that we didn't put on the list?
Not that I can think of.
Sebastian was one that we floated around.
That's been floating around for years.
Yes. I like the nickname Seabass. She does not.
I like the name Bash.
Not a fan of Bash. I think Sebastian is a very, like, strong, like, you know, your family is like rich name. Like,
yeah, and
I'm not saying we're rich by any means.
I liked Augie.
Augie, yeah, that was
didn't
another
really
one.
like that one. We enjoy watching Baby Names I Love But Won't Be Using videos.
Oh my God, we would watch them on the highway, like while we were on long trips. There's YouTubers that literally have channels that do this every single week.
Yeah, so we loved watching all those, and we loved like talking about it with our friends and family, and we just thought it was a really fun thing to do while we were pregnant.
Right. So how we got Eliana is that we were at a buffet, and it was up to the name Eliana and Sloan. We both really liked the name Sloan. So what we did was we grabbed a coin and we flipped it, and that's how we decided Eliana. It was either going to be heads or tails, and sometimes that's what it comes down to. You just flip a coin.
She's definitely an Eliana.
She is definitely an Eliana.
Definitely not a Sloan.
I like the character's name from Grey's Anatomy named Sloan.
Oh, yeah.
Which was that the neurosurgeon.
They call them something. Oh, McSteamy.
McDreamy. Are you team McDreamy or team McSteamy?
And then how we got Ariana's name was we had made a deal. If it was a boy, I would pick the name. If it was a girl, he would pick the name. And we got down to 2 names, Zeppelin. Well, it was actually 3. Zeppelin, Ariana, and Kalina. And I told him to pick one. And we always liked the name Ari. That was always on our list for a boy. We always wanted a boy named Ari. And we got pregnant with another girl. We're like, well, what if we just put Ari and then use the ending that Eliana has, and it'd be Ariana. And then I was like, why does that name sound familiar? And I'm like, oh, Ariana Grande.
Right. And I like the name Ari from the guy from Entourage. I think he was like the lawyer or something. And I really like the name Ari. I've always loved the name Ari. And how we got Hugo's name, our first child, is that I was in the middle of watching the show Lost on Netflix, like binge watching it. This was back in 2012, like after the show was over. Seen it. She had already seen it. I was like heavily involved with Lost, which I still think.
It's the only show he's ever binge watched.
I was like insanely invested in the show Lost. And we were rescuing Hugo. And I don't know if like I was just allowed to name the
we were in the McDonald's drive-thru line.
You see how like women can like remember like sir. I'm just like, oh, how do you remember that?
I remember exactly. And we're like, oh, he's a bulldog, so he's stocky. So we named him Hugo.
And it was my favorite character from Lost, Hugo, which his real name on the show was Hurley, I think. But he ended up being like the king of the island. I don't know. We're not getting down a Lost wormhole over here. But yeah, we named Hugo was inspired by Lost.
And now we have, I don't think we're going to have any more children. So.
Yeah, so Sam. Yeah.
I mean, who knows? But we're not like, no, I didn't go get my tubes tied.
Right. None of us, I didn't get clipped. She didn't get her tubes tied. We were just kind of like, it's like very permanent. So she's got
I have an IED.
Yeah, and with my luck, I would it'd be like the Immaculate Conception if somehow I
thought, I just turned 32 yesterday, and who knows, I might have a crisis at 36 and be like, I want another baby. So
yeah, the trending thing now is that women are having babies in their 40s.
I wouldn't do all that.
Men are becoming fathers in their 50s and 60s. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Who knows what will happen?
Ask us next year. But as of now, we're happy with 3.
We are very happy with 3.
And feel free to use any of these names.
Yes.
Or if your kid is named any of these names, comment down below.
Yeah, put it in the comments and let us know, if you really liked any of these names, or just give us some feedback, or if you're going to use them maybe in a future adoption or planning to have a baby. But we figured we would just share it with you because I saved it on my phone and I was like, might as well share it with y'all, right?
Yeah, and we'll never get rid of them because who knows?
All right. You never know.
You never know.
So we just want to thank you guys for supporting our YouTube page and subscribing. As of now, we're about to hit 40,000 subscribers. So
thank you guys so much.
Thank you for taking the time to watch our videos and hitting the bell and all the things. We're still learning. We're still getting used to this.
Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell.
And but we're immensely grateful for the support on YouTube.
Yeah, so thanks for watching.
All right, bye.